Hello and welcome to the All Things Geek podcast. I'm your host Leighton and I'm joined by
Tyler
and
B-Ray.
Yeah, that's definitely your name.
That's what they call me.
Yeah. So
definitely.
yeah, Braden, you're right.
I have actually called him that before.
Yeah. Oh, have you?
But,
oh, fair enough.
Yeah, I have.
So this is the new format since we've moved to YouTube. You're gonna actually see us. So when we talk about figures and shit, you can actually see what we're talking about instead of being someone who hasn't got a clue what three potential virgins are on about. So here we are. So yeah, we're just gonna see how it goes first, and yeah, would love to know feedback on how this is and whatnot. So yeah, we're gonna go straight into the news, and we're gonna have a really laid back episode. I need to go off on a tangent here because this is obviously a topic that I'm really excited about, so I do apologise. But massive news for Doctor Who, and this is one of those things where even non-fans would be like, you know, who jumped in at one point and then jumped out and whatnot, and yeah, so it's pretty big. David Tennant's coming back for the 60th anniversary next year with Catherine Tate.
I don't need to have watched Doctor Who to know that he's the best Doctor. So,
well, he's not the best, so
probably is.
It's not.
Taking away his enjoyment of this.
It takes someone who's actually watched it from the 60s and, you know, experienced all of them. He's not. I mean, I don't really rate him as the Doctor, but he is very popular, and I get why. But for me, he's just not my personal taste for the character. I much prefer a much darker take, or light-hearted or silly. He's very up his own arse, and you know, tries to shag anything that moves. But yeah, it's very exciting because Catherine Tate's coming back, which played his best companion in his most popular season. I don't know what's going on with this. It's been 10 years since he was last on the show for the 50th anniversary back in 2013.
How far back was he actually the Doctor?
So he became the 10th Doctor in 2006 to 2009.
Holy crap.
And then regenerated into Matt Smith, and that's where Doctor Who really picked up over in the States, especially with Matt Smith's second season. It got massive over there and just went worldwide from that point onwards. And then he came back in the Day of the Doctor, which was the 50th anniversary, again, 2013. So 10 years later, he's back for the 60th, which is kind of mad. No idea if it's just going to be a standalone episode or if it's going to be individual ones. But there are rumours that Jodie Whittaker, the current Doctor, may regenerate into David Tennant, which would be the first time it's ever happened because he's a previous incarnation, so we have no idea what's going to go on. But yeah, very exciting. Literally, the fandom's fucking in meltdown at the minute, which, you know, it's mad. It's the most excited, I think, like, not just fans, but like casuals have been about the show, which is very refreshing because it hasn't had this buzz around it for years. And I mean, Russell T Davies, which wrote the show and brought it back in 2005, he's coming back to write the show moving forward, and he's incredibly loved.
Good.
He's won so many awards recently with It's a Sin. I don't know if you've heard about that show. But yeah, it's very exciting. So yeah, rolling 2023. But anyway,
Doctor Who fan, I guess, right?
Yeah, like I say, even casuals would get excited over this, or people who watched his run and then dipped out. You know, it's kind of one of them things like, what? Oh my god, you know. Yeah, right. So yeah, it's exciting. But anyway, like I said, we're going to have a very chilled episode and stuff, but we're going to rank some figures, because, you know... so we're going to do a top 10 ranking list for Marvel Legends first, and we've got one figure each, which we dislike from, the
Two.
line. Well, yeah, hold on.
One for
You're fucking getting too far ahead of yourself now. Yeah.
Braden didn't include a Marvel Legends that he doesn't like, so he's got 2 for. We'll get
Just
to that.
random, yeah.
Okay, fair enough. So, and then we've got a second top 10 list, where it's just going to be other lines and from other, and stuff, and that's going to be in a list. No Marvel Legends included in that. And then a figure or 2, because Renzo, has to be
That you
different.
don't like,
A figure that we hate from, that.
Yeah.
So what we're going to do is we'll go from top 10 upwards, I guess, and then we'll get to number 1, to our favourites, and then we'll go to our least favourite figure. Renzo's, Braden, you're not going to take part because you haven't followed the rules to it, I guess.
I'm a breaker.
I guess you could probably think of one on looking at your stuff whilst we talk and stuff, but yeah, if you want to give a reason why you love the figure or whatever, definitely when we come to why we don't like them, definitely talk about why. But yeah, if you love something, just talk about what it means to you and whatnot. So yeah, let's start from top 10. What is my top 10? Right, need to get him. And this is another great thing about, like I said earlier in the start of the podcast, we can actually show off the figures and stuff. Tyler is making a mess of his room. So
Apparently.
Just destroying shit right now.
Absolute carnage, death, destruction.
There's
gonna be
carnage. There's gonna be carnage. So yeah, number 10. What's our number 10 picks?
Why don't you go first?
Okay, my top 10. Or my 10th pick is the classic Thanos figure. Absolutely love this thing. Braden, what about you? What's yours?
Oh, that's how it's gonna be. All right.
Yeah, that's what we're doing it.
Really?
Oh wait, what?
No.
That's awesome.
Oh,
Okay.
He's on the list, but he's not.
Oh,
okay.
All right.
Well, spoilers, guide.
I know, yeah. Shriek. You've got such an obsession with that figure. That's why.
That's why. No. And then Tyler shows off his.
Yeah. But I mean, you can just talk about it now if you want, and then Tyler talk about his. Why is she in your top 10?
Why do you like your son?
Why is Thanos your top 10, huh?
Yeah.
Well, I've already said.
Oh, did you? Okay.
Yeah, I already said that I really enjoy the figure and stuff. But
Okay. Yeah.
we can talk about them more. Do you know what I mean?
That's vague. We really enjoy all these pictures.
Well, if I want it to be vague, it'll be vague.
Look at Oscar. He's tripping balls right now. he was like. Okay, sorry. Okay, back.
That's my number 10 pick, actually, right there.
Yeah.
It's the Flarkin figure. That
Okay.
I got.
So let me explain something to you plebeians. All right. This is good. Okay, I can't. Genuinely, not a character I care about in the slightest. Right. And I don't really like that. I think the head's a little too big for her. But
I mean, it's probably in proportion, maybe.
She looks like a rejected Kiss member. She doesn't.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Or just like a super fan.
Yeah, she doesn't look. Other than that, though, the engineering on this figure is surprisingly damn good. We're talking about double pinless elbows on a female figure. That's pretty good. Double pinless legs on a female figure. That's pretty good. A body that has decent articulation for the torso. I mean, we're talking about. Well, it doesn't go. I mean, that's about as far down as it goes, but that's better than most.
Well, what is that compared to straight?
What? Oh, well, straight is
She
just
can puff her chest
straight to
out
back.
more. That's why he likes it.
Yeah. No. But pretty damn good fit. I really like her. I really like messing around with her. But she's probably not going to be on the top 10 once I get MJ or Silk, because they have the exact same body. So.
Yeah, that's fair. Yeah. Tyler, what about you?
So my 10th figure is from a 2-pack. It is the Marvel Legends Black Widow 2-pack Red Guardian. I love this figure. I love him in the movie, and it was such an upgrade from the one that I had to make a custom head for. This one's terrible. Love this one. He's great.
Is the body not just the same then, or what?
It's the same body, but he's got a whole new head. He has the His
different
action
shields and
figure of
stuff.
himself and the different hands. Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
I get you. That's
I like
fine.
him a whole lot. He's very
Yeah.
fun.
Well, I guess let's just talk about Thanos and why he's number 10 a bit more.
No,
since
you already
used it.
did. You're good. You can move
You
on.
said I was very vague.
His figure.
He's really good.
I don't know. I just
Go
really
on.
love this figure.
Yeah.
I will say I really wish the articulation was a bit better on the elbows.
Mm-hmm.
He doesn't really move more than that, but it's not terrible. You can
Right.
get it a little bit more if you struggle with it a bit. But yeah, he's just overall
Just
a really solid.
Crush it.
Yeah, he's just a really solid comic classic Thanos.
Yeah.
It comes with a extra head, which I don't really care for. I think it's is that the King
Old man.
Thanos head or something like that?
Old man Thanos or something
I'm
like
sure
that.
it's
Yeah,
King
I think
Thanos
it's-
or some shit.
Yeah.
But yeah,
I think it's from the run where Frank Castle is Space Ghost Rider.
Yeah.
yeah.
Surprised
So-
you know.
Yeah.
I know it. Yeah.
So that's my number 10. Let's move into number 9. I'm going to pick someone else to go first because I'll be first one time. Tyler,
Okay.
you go first.
All right. So my number 9 figure is the No Way Home Doctor Strange. This one, I swapped the Multiverse of Madness Strange head onto this one.
Is the skins exactly the same color then?
Yeah, it's pretty. It's,
Okay.
it's certainly very close. I don't have the cape on him because I hate the plastic capes. They're awful.
Yeah.
But he's a very good figure. He's a dramatic improvement from the Infinity War 3-pack one that, in comparison to this, looks like a pile of dog shit. With like a skeleton man face. But yeah, he's fun. Doctor Strange is great.
I mean, the cape on that one isn't. I'd rather have the peg
It's okay,
than
and it's got
rather
the
it just
peg.
sit on the shoulders. I hate that.
But yeah, even with the peg capes, they still kind of like they don't really
Yeah,
sit.
they don't rest
kind of
naturally.
float above the shoulders.
Yeah, I get
Yeah.
it. Braden.
Oh, you want me to go? You want to go last now?
Yeah.
Yeah, I do.
All right,
I'm
I
just
see how-
changing it up. It's just.
You know what? Well, here's what we're gonna do. All right, we're gonna go with this Doctor Strange.
Wow.
all right.
This is my favorite
Strange
Doctor
things are happening.
Strange figure right
Mhm.
now. I don't have the comic Strange yet. I
Yeah.
think that's probably going to be on the list when I get him.
Mhm.
But I love this figure. This is a crime against God.
I hate
this
that.
is-
I fucking hate
This is
that
the
so
worst
much.
thing about it. Literally the worst thing. In fact, he should have been number 10 because this cape like makes me hate him. But the actual body is really good. I much prefer this as opposed to a dumbbell joint that doesn't really move very much.
Yeah.
And like they did a decent job with the skirt with the leg articulation. You can get it up a decent amount of way. It's not great. If you cut some slits into it, it would be
Yeah.
Yeah, it would be a lot
spoilers.
better.
Spoilers for later on my list.
fun. There you go. I didn't know. I thought you were only going to include one Strange. But I love the head sculpt. I think it's miles better than the No Way Home one. I don't know
Which
if
is
that's
quite
a
surprising because they came out quite close
Pretty-
together as well.
Yeah, pretty close.
Yeah, for me, since we've got the same head on our number 9 picks, I think this one's way too faded compared to the one that actually came on this body. Just there's not enough definition to the beard. It kind of blends in and doesn't really pop as much as like a real beard would.
Right. I see.
That's my problem with it.
Yeah. But a good figure. I like him.
Mhm.
Much.
And yeah, my 9th pick is
Hey.
Frogman. Such an obscure character, but it's such a silly design that I absolutely love the quirkiness to it. It's a great reuse of the Octavius body. It's just a silly figure that I absolutely love. There's nothing more to it than that. It's just really, really fun. It's so stupid, but yeah, I absolutely love it. It's definitely one of my favourite. I need to mention as well, all these top 10s I do love, but my top 5s are like, you know...
Cut above the rest, yeah.
Yeah,
That's
and they
the-
do change from time to time,
Yeah.
which is fair. So, number 8. We'll go Braden first, and then we'll, make our
Sure.
way back around or something.
I will say I don't have a definitive list, so I'm kind of just looking at a figure and going, this one next.
We told him to do this before we came on here.
No, I did it 5 minutes before.
And he asked for like an entire hour ahead of time, and he's doing.
I was doing shit.
I know.
Okay. Guess what? We're gonna go with my favorite Iron Man figure of all time. That's right. We're looking at the 2-pack Tony, right?
2-pack Tony over here.
I really like this guy. I know he's a lot of reuse and all that, but I don't care. He's my favorite MCU Iron Man. He's got a bell joint. He can pop his neck
his
out.
Entire neck off.
Yeah, he's got a neck hole. He's got a snapping hand. He comes with a ton of accessories. I really do like this guy. I think he's great.
It's a vast improvement over the first one that came.
I owned the first version, and that one sucks.
The first version's a little too dark.
I had that the first one as well.
Maybe he's not perfect, but I still like him. And
they still botched the arc reactor though. They still didn't paint it properly because it's supposed to be kind of like a heart shape where it dips down, but they just have it flat across. Yeah, they just have it flat across. It's supposed to like dip down a bit.
Well, I definitely like the colours and stuff on that version much more than
much better. Yeah. For what it's worth, I think this is a pretty. And
it's got like the best Marvel Legends Robert Downey Jr. head sculpts as well. It's 2 of them,
and it does come with a great Thanos figure as well. So
yes, yeah, exactly. So yeah, that's my number.
It's definitely a 2-pack that I'd consider even getting as well. I don't collect MCU figures, so I guess I'll go next, then we'll go Tyler. So my 8th pick, is the Symbiote Spider-Man, which might be a bit mad because this is a very solid figure. It's great. It uses that retro body. I don't really have any issues with it, apart from it's not pinless. I think if it was pinless, I'd honestly love this a hell of a lot more. But just because it is, it has the pins and it's got that awful articulation at the bottom of the foot where it swivels, which I hate. I hate that so much. And I guess the drop down hips are neat, but they're not. I don't get why they're there. To be fair,
I didn't know that body had drop down.
Yeah, it has them.
Yes.
Yeah. Which
it's not dramatic, but
which is very odd because when you kind of notice it if you do this and you're like, oh shit, it's like the leg's gonna go or something.
Not as extreme as like the G.I. Joe figures.
No, they're not as, but they're definitely there. I think the Mark 6 also had them as well.
Mark 6.
Yeah, when they brought out the.
You mean
the Mark 3? Sorry.
Mark 3, yes.
Yeah,
I think he does.
I wish they fucking redid the Mark 6.
Yes.
Solid figure. Definitely hard to find, I guess. But yeah. Tyler, what's your number 8 pick?
My number 8 pick is the. And there's a theme with pretty much most of my figures in this list, except for one. It's everyone's either one or two or both colors. Of 2. So this is the Scarlet Witch, Wanda, from the Disney Plus wave. She is fantastic. The only thing I really don't like about her is that I just kind of wish that she had an alternate head with less extreme crazy hair. Yeah. Because this is super poofy and she really can't turn her head without looking weird. But she's a fantastic figure. I definitely prefer this version of the costume over the Multiverse of Madness one because it's just so much darker and dirtier. But yeah, she's great.
Good.
Our 7th pick, I'll go first and then we'll go Tyler, then Braden. This one is probably going to be a bit of a surprise that it's this far up. Now, I will say I have a tendency to praise figures that I get,
recency bias.
And then when I sit on them, I think it's good. Like, for example, Zemo is not in this list, I'll say that now. When we recorded the episode and I got the figure, I was like, this is such a great figure, but yeah, it's... so, it kind of goes for this as well, which is my
Oh.
7th pick. I mean, I don't get me wrong, I absolutely love this figure. I really, really love it, but there are just other ones that I love so much more than this one. It's such a solid Captain America figure. Yeah, it's just, I wanted a comic Cap in very bright, colourful, colours and stuff. Definitely got that. Love the accessories. I know the hauls are a bit of a shame, but the likeness and stuff like that, it's just, it's a very, very solid figure. I just couldn't put it any higher in the list to like the top spot than 7th. I think 7th's a good spot for it anyway.
Yeah, for sure.
Who did I say? Did we go? Tyler? Yeah. Go on, Tyler.
So my 7th pick is also a Captain America, though to be specific, he embodies America a little bit more with these big fucking wings.
Yeah.
Criminal didn't come with them or something.
Yeah, the Disney Plus Sam Wilson Captain America. I love this figure, and I was very happy that I was able to fully collect his wings.
Don't the wings like flop because they're on a?
Yeah, you can pose.
No, not like folding. Like if you like, I think it's because it's just a peg. It doesn't like stay straight. It wants to like
No, they. I mean, they can hold a pose.
No, so like where they hold on from the jetpack.
It does move a little bit, but it's not. It's not like twisting around all the time.
I get you.
Yeah.
But he's great. I love him, and I love the fact that Sam Wilson is Captain America now.
Should get that new 2-pack and get all the juicy stuff.
I really want that 2-pack for the Unmasked Head and the fists. It's criminal that he didn't come with fists to begin with.
Yeah, that's not great.
I think I'm definitely going to pick that up at some point, and definitely after that in-game cap.
Yeah.
Bryn?
Number 7. We're gonna be seeing a lot of familiar faces from this point on. Obviously, a great dude. Very colorful. I like the gold. I know some people are like, it's a bit toyish, but that's kind of what he looks like in the comics, so it's not inaccurate. I really like the light blue added to the dark blue.
Yeah, it's very nice.
His head, I mean, it just looks like me. Like it's a 1-for-1 recreation. Yeah, that's pretty good. I guess the only issue is the elbows.
The elbows, the articulation.
That's the worst part.
Yeah.
But everything else, I mean, it's to be expected. They definitely could have hollowed it out a little bit more or something, cut into the joint, but they wanted him to look kind of seamless because he doesn't have any pins or anything. He's pretty good, but yeah. Oh well, good figure.
Number 6. Tyler, we'll go you first, then me, then we'll go Bren first, then you, then me.
All right. I just went. Hold on. Let me make some executive decisions here. Execute Order 66. I need to executive my decision making. Oh God. Crap. Okay. This is not. Okay.
At some point, Braden's gonna pick up someone he put on earlier on his list for
Big
later.
Spider-Man. No, I have them all lined up next.
Okay, you got them separated.
Yeah, Big Spider-Man. Okay. I think more or less for the significance of this suit to have the figure in this, to have this figure is nice because I really like the movie. I know it's inaccurate. We'll eventually get a banger one later on. I know for a fact that we will. And that one will probably be the replacement. But for right now, this is good. I wish, if anything, the butterflies were a bit better. They don't really move too well. And his head articulation is a kind of limited. He's a bit limited in some areas, but other than that, though, I like the simple paint job on him. He's got a good texture to him, and I really like him. And I like the suit, so I'm a fan of that.
Yeah, that's fair.
Fair pick. So my number 6 is the only one that breaks the color theme on the list. and it is this big,
Oh,
beautiful, ugly
that's
bastard.
a very good figure.
Yeah, the Gamerverse abomination. This guy is just delightful.
Have you seen that with I don't know if it's like a comic abomination head and it just looks so good. Looks great.
I love him in the game, so I keep the Gamerverse head on. But he is always just so much fun to just pick up, and he's got so much weight to him. He's massive.
Yeah.
He goes on my headboard above my bed. He doesn't go on the shelf just because I like to have him close. He's so much freaking fun.
He's a fiddle fig.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
It looks really good. Yeah.
Beautiful monster.
My number 6 spot, I'll pick Dormammu. Classic Dormammu. I'll be honest, I prefer this figure over Red Skull, which is kind of mad. I know that's
it's fair.
Kind of,
they use the same base body.
Yeah, it's kind of sacrilege to say that because Red Skull is an exceptional figure. He's like 11th, but I just couldn't fit him in. I was more excited to get Dormammu than I was Red Skull. I just love the colours, the purple, the red, the yellow.
Yeah.
It just and visually, it's a much more interesting character to me over Red Skull, which is a great figure. They use the same body; it's all pinless and stuff.
Yeah.
I just prefer this figure personally, like the head and stuff. I know it's an unpopular opinion, but fuck off.
Can I have a quick? Can I make a quick comment about that? I'm not arguing with you,
Okay.
but you're wrong. No. So I was really excited to get Moi Dormammu, right?
Moi Dormammu.
But his leg is loose as hell. And
I will say that mine aren't terribly loose, but they are loose.
A little wiggly.
Yeah. They're not terrible.
Okay.
Though.
Let me show you this, because I gotta.
I will say, I think that's a common issue with that figure as well. I've seen a lot of reviewers have incredibly loose legs with that, but like review Red Skull and have incredibly stiff one. Yeah.
Oh Lord, that is horrible.
Out
oh
of
my
the
God.
box like this.
Jesus.
I
So,
hate that.
That's
really
why
I'm
bad.
looking at that.
That's why I prefer Red Skull.
That's
That's
fair,
awful.
but that I think it is a common thing with this figure's legs to be a bit weird. So I don't know what happened there. What are we up to? Oh, we're in our top 5 picks.
Top 5, yeah.
So I'll go first, then we'll go Braden, then Tyler.
Yeah.
My 5th pick. I would be stupid not to put this here, or at least on the list.
Yeah.
Comic Mordock. This figure
Not big
is
baby.
so fucking good. I will say, if I had paid full price for it, I probably wouldn't have been so thingy towards it. I paid just under half. So I think it was around 25 or it was 30.
Yeah.
Such an exceptional figure. It's ridiculous. I never wanted it. But as soon as I got it, I was like, why didn't I want this? This is great. It's like it's a Marvel Legends potato head more or less.
Yeah.
He's such.
I still really want the Elvis one.
Yeah, the Elvis one.
Where that shoots the hamburgers.
Yeah. It's
great.
It's great. It's massive as well. I absolutely love this thing. It could not be on this list. So it's definitely that. So yeah, it's in my top 5. I have so much fun with this figure. Braden?
Okay. All right. So we're gonna go Ultron. Right.
Good
One
pick.
bad guy to the next. The shiniest motherfucker on my shelf.
I was gonna put. I think he's on my 12th pick or something like that. He just didn't make this. He's a great figure though.
If I get home after a night of clubbing, right, and I get to my bedroom and the lights are turned off and I don't know where my light switch is, this guy I'll always be able to see. I'm like, oh, there's Ultron, no matter what, because he's not chrome, but he's almost there. I mean, he is just shiny.
Yeah, it's ridiculously shiny.
All new sculpt, which is amazing. The one issue I have is that like this is one of his shoulder pads, and then this is
Yeah, mine's the same.
Yeah, it's a bit nasty. But
Every
the-
copy is like that though.
the head is just, it's mean. It's real mean.
So good.
He's just a cool ass looking figure. I mean, come on, this guy, he just looks mean.
He's just a cool figure.
Just a cool badass figure, man.
Yeah,
Todd McFarlane's entered chat.
It looks. It's such a great figure. I will say my only criticism with that figure is I kind of wish it came with like another open, hand like that. That's it. That's all.
More
I'd say.
effects too would have been really cool, but like overall, and also, look at that. Look how seamless that is. It's not that annoying. It doesn't really break.
It can be used as an army builder as well, which is great.
Yes, it can. Granted, I don't think. I mean, this guy was kind of hard to find, so.
But I have seen.
That's fair.
I have seen photos on like Instagram and stuff of like people who have multiples, and it does look great. So
he's a great man. He's
a great figure. Great.
Gonna go down as well. Probably considered one of the best legends in years to come.
Yeah,
he's so good. That's it though.
My number 5 pick is back on theme. We got both the red and the blue represented with Captain Carter. She's super cool. She is one of my favorite things to have come out of What If and other things. But I like her a whole lot. I thought that I was going to swap on the 2-pack Peggy Carter head for like a live action look. That head is hideous. And this head just looks so much better. So I keep her as is, and she's just a super cool figure. Her legs are kind of like gigantic.
Yeah. They're really long.
But otherwise,
I think that's just
like
with the style of the show, though. To be fair.
Yeah. So like with the size, sometimes it can be a little limiting for poses. But otherwise, she's really cool, and I like her a lot.
She was a good one.
Hey. So now we'll go Braden, Tyler, then me, I guess.
We just did that.
Did we?
Yeah, just the round before.
Okay, we'll go you, me, then Braden then.
Okay. So, next up then is another What If figure. It is the zombie Captain America. I think we can all agree he is probably one of the best of that wave. And one of the best of last year. He is just a messy, ugly, super posable treat of a freak of a figure, and just so much fun. And I hope that we get more creative and interesting zombies when the Marvel Zombies show starts. I don't know which ones I would really want from like the What If episode, because a lot of the designs aren't super interesting. But if we get some more unique ones in the new show,
Thanos one could be good.
Wanda or
Thanos would be cool.
Wanda.
That's really it. Falcon maybe, because he'd be missing an arm entirely. But he's cool.
That's fair. My 4th pick might be a recency thing, but I genuinely have fallen in love with this thing. I think one of the best things about the figure is the size of it.
It's about a foot tall.
Yeah, close to that. The sword, it's literally the size of an actual knife.
Yeah.
He's just so imposing. I absolutely love it. There's a shit ton of detail, even for a figure that's translucent, more or less. He's really articulated. I will say the only thing, I wish he did come with butterfly joints. He doesn't, which is whatever. But I've got 2 issues with the figure. Braden, you have him as well, don't you?
Yes, I do.
So you might get what I'm saying. The hands are not the best secured things because the pegs are quite short. Yeah. So, and the bottom of the forearms are quite gummy, but I think that's just due to the plastic. So the sword arm stays in pretty well. Like that doesn't come out, but the other arm has a little bit of an issue staying in. But it's not terrible. I absolutely love it. I couldn't believe how big he was, and like I say, that's probably one of the biggest things going for him because he's big. My other thing, I do wish he came with a different head. I'm not the biggest fan of screaming heads. He would have looked like that. Like he would have looked so much better if it was just closed. But I understand that this is his appearance from the end of the movie where he's massive and he is fucking screaming and shit. So I get that. But yeah, he's my number 4 pick. Probably might change in a month's time. Who knows? But I absolutely love this thing. Like I say, it's mainly the size and just he's just such a massive figure. Honestly, definitely would recommend it, Tyler, if you could find him.
I would like to get him at some point. Yeah,
he's massive. Like you really don't. Like I didn't think or like imagine how big it was going to be.
I like my fair share of big ugly figures, so I would definitely be happy with Surtur.
I was like, because I've got that Assassin Predator, and I thought, surely it's not going to be bigger than that. That thing's already massive. And then it came, I was like,
I was telling you, he's 13 inches tall.
I really genuinely didn't believe how.
You didn't mention the shoulder issue either, but that's
the shoulder thing as well. I'll quickly mention that. So the shoulders, that's as far as they go out.
Yeah, well, that one specifically. The other one's a little bit better.
It's because of the sculpt, I'm guessing.
Yeah, it's just got little things. It's not terrible. Like you can get him in any more or less. Like you can get him in a hero landing pose because of the like. Yeah, that's how far the crunch goes down. Goes really far forward. But and then you've also got another joint above that for like the the torso and stuff. He is also pinless, which is great.
Yes,
but
that's very nice.
Yeah, you can hold the sword, everything like that. But yeah, the shoulders aren't the best.
Right.
But you can still get a lot of poses out of him. Sure. He's such an intimidating figure. Let's move on to our third spot. I guess I'll go first, then we'll go Braden and Tyler if you want.
To be fair, I haven't done my 4th spot yet.
Oh shit, yeah, sorry.
Yeah, do that, please.
What's your fourth spot, sorry?
I was like, wait, I was looking at 4 figures left.
You're probably like...
I was like, wait a minute, I'm not good at math.
I will say, before Braden does that, I have changed my list around twice while we've been doing this.
See, there's no definitive answers here. See, okay, so not gonna talk about this too long. We already talked about this figure, Zombie Cap. He's obviously amazing. I think, he's my favorite MCU based figure. Which I don't even really consider What If part of the MCU. I know it is now, especially now, but like, still, this guy's just good. I like. He used to be my favorite Cap figure. He's not anymore, but he's pretty damn good. I mean, the fact of the matter is, just the articulation on this guy is maddening. Like, it's a crazy ass zombie. Great, I guess the only issue that you could possibly have with him is that he doesn't stand evenly when you just stand him up normally, but that's kind of to be expected with the design.
I think it's one of those things you kind of have to get into a pose.
Yeah, you don't want to pose him standing up perfectly flat on a shelf. That's boring. You want to have him like bent over, like leaning forward, like you want to. So yeah. Good.
He's a figure that needs to get like
pretty wild
and he does. He does very well, which is good. So yeah. Banger number 4 banger figure.
So I'll go first, then we'll go Braden and Tyler. My third pick.
He's number 4 for both of us and number 3 for you.
I absolutely love this thing. It's like you both said, it's such a great figure. It's really wild and weird, and it's I fucking adore this thing so much. It's so fucking weird. The articulation, like even like, and I mentioned this before. I don't think this figure would work as well as it does if it didn't have the articulation it does, especially with the torso, how you can really crunch it forward and stuff, and like the neck, how you can like, get it in like
if he had like the ab crunch and the swivel and then the hinge and swivel neck, it would like really
it would kill it. It would really kill the figure. Superb figure. If you haven't got it, buy the bastard.
We should have convinced you by now by all.
He is one of the best.
And I mean the fact that like I've put it over this when you heard me rant and rave about how great this figure is. It just shows how fucking amazing this thing is. Yeah, I absolutely love it. It's such a great figure. It doesn't hold the shield that well, I've noticed. But I kind of like that. It's, you know, you can kind of hook it onto its fingers, like at the bottom, and, just let it drag. I kind of like that stuff. So, yeah, Bryn, what's your third pick?
Are we on me already? Holy crap. Okay.
Yeah.
Third pick is going to be a figure that I think both of you don't have. I might be wrong about that.
Don't know.
We're talking about the controversial big boy himself, the UFC fighter, the cell-shaded UFC fighter.
Oh, no, I don't
Big
have him. I
man.
do want him, though.
He's a good boy. I got very, very excited when they announced him as an exclusive. People were mad, and I get it. Everyone's like, what the fuck is that?
What are you doing?
I don't care about that, honestly.
Mm.
I know, not a popular opinion. I really like this sculpt. I think this is the perfect body for a comic big Venom.
Yeah.
And he's just a big boy. Like, you don't know how big this guy is until you actually have him. He's huge. Like, let's see.
Is he, like, as big as Thanos, then, or what?
No. But,
Right,
like,
okay.
So
I know
next to,
he's
like,
bigger,
Zombie
but-
Cap.
Yeah.
here. Well, here's next to Shriek.
Well, we don't have Shriek, man.
Well, yeah,
we all have Zombie Cap.
Yeah.
Okay.
There we go.
Here's the ultimate size comparison, right?
I don't have Thanos either.
Well, look how tall he is. So he's actually pretty close to Thanos.
Oh, yeah.
Like, not, but, yeah. Okay, Zombie Cap. Sorry.
Yeah, someone we all have.
I'm not.
Literally in front of us.
I'm not doing the comparison for that. I'm trying to,
Probably come to his shoulders, if anything, like Zombie Cap.
general size comparison. All right, here we go. So that's about where he stands.
Dang.
So he's a big boy. He's a very big boy, and he's just his articulation isn't like amazing or anything. He's got killer butterfly joints. I mean, you just get him some dominating poses here.
Yeah.
You can bring his arm. The cell shading is really, really neat. Some people don't like it. It's a little inconsistent. I do agree. It's very
Do you have the movie Venom?
I do, yes.
Is he about the same size?
No, movie Venom's a little bigger, actually.
I was going to say that figure it does look a lot taller.
I would grab him, but he's like shoved in behind the shelves. And if I...
Yeah,
the entire...
I just grabbed mine. He's up there.
But I'm pretty sure... No, I'm pretty sure... Well, they're close to the same size. Anyway, movie Venom's bigger. But, yeah, he's a... I really like him. He comes with two alternate heads. He comes with two alternate sets of hands. I mean, the fact that you even get those options to begin with is great. And he's just a good big boy, you know? There's nothing wrong.
Yeah.
Number 3.
Tyler.
All right.
Yeah.
So my number 3 is a figure that was on Braden's list earlier. It is the Multiverse of Madness, Doctor Strange.
Wow.
I have not had his cape on him since I got him. I hate that cape, and I never use it. I like him just the way he is. He is my ass-kicking, gonna magically beat the shit out of you, Doctor Strange. And I use the No Way Home head on him because it's my preference, and I gave him fist hands from, I forget if it was Shang-Chi or Wenwu that came with fists, but I gave him their fists as well. Yeah, he's a delight. He was my number 2, but I swapped him around with the figure that you will see next.
Okay.
Ooh. Right, so we'll go Braden, me, then... No, we'll go Braden, Tyler, and me.
There we go.
Our number 2 pick. What's your number 2 pick?
Number 2 is...
Number 2.
This is... Earlier I said that... well, no, I'm just going to show you. This was Captain America, who has jumped in the ranks. I was not expecting... When I got him, I was like, yeah, this guy's going to be cool because I don't have a comic cap. And sure enough, I ended up thinking he was like one of the best figures I've ever owned. Comic book figures I've ever owned. The paint job on him is ridiculous. You don't notice it on camera. You really have to look at him in person. There's so much subtle shading and detailing. Like, you would, like, again, you were not going to be able to see, but there's, like, dark highlights on his boots. And it kind of looks like blood, honestly, but it's not. It just looks like shading. It's on his gloves. It's on his scales. It's
The
all
scales
it's all-
are ridiculous. Like,
Yeah,
they're so
every
well
scale has a little dollop
painted.
of paint on it.
It's
It's
so
amazing.
good. It's like an import kind of thing.
The head. My head turned out pretty good. I know some people's
Yeah, I
have
got a
turned out-
great head as well with mine, thankfully.
Sharmus got a really bad head.
Yeah.
His head-
yeah.
And they do have photo real on both heads.
Yes, they do.
The step
And-
up.
The main head, like the unmasked head, looks great too. But the masked head looks great. The only issue I have is that it doesn't come with an alternate shield. That would have been the.
I even
absolute-
think just things that would fill in the holes on the shield would
Right.
be just
Little
as good.
pegs.
Yeah.
The problem is they have
I'm
red and white, which would be.
I'm fairly certain that because it'll just make even more money, is they're going to re-release that figure with pinless joints and a full shield.
Probably.
It's Hasbro. They will.
The new US Agent figure that's coming out, the comic one, that's the same body and it's got the same shield with the holes filled. So
No, he has. Doesn't he have a U.S. Agent colored shield?
yeah, he
It's-
does,
think
but
it's
it's the
the same
same
body.
mold.
It's not-
Yeah, it is. It's the
No,
same.
U.S. Agent doesn't have scales. Though.
Yeah, it's not the same.
Oh,
body.
is it not? Oh, fair
So
enough.
it might be similar but modified.
Oh, right,
Yeah,
okay.
I know it doesn't have scales on
Oh,
it. That's
fair
why.
Mhm.
But that figure looks cool. That figure looks pretty good.
Yeah, I wouldn't know.
Mhm.
Anyways, banger.
Mhm.
Tyler, what about you? What's your number 2 pick?
So my number 2 figure is a figure that I owned once, sold, and then regretted immediately and bought again. It is the Fox
Oh,
Deadpool figure. This figure
I want that
is
so
just a goddamn masterpiece. This thing is absolute perfection. The only thing that I would have wanted more would have been not a unmasked Deadpool head, but just a Ryan Reynolds head would be great. But yeah, this guy is just
You're right there,
super
Red.
freaking awesome. he's a delight, and
Yeah. I
one
really
of
want
my
that figure so badly. It looks great.
the only weird thing about the figure is that his legs are not pinless, but his arms are. I don't know why they did that, but they did similar things for like Shang-Chi and Wenwu. Like they have either pinless legs and pinned arms, or vice versa. So, but yeah, he's amazing.
I regret never getting it. I did get a pretty sick comic Deadpool, but that's like number 12 or something. It's not.
I mean, I want the comic one. I just want a Deadpool, like a good one. It's either
Yeah.
the comic one or the Fox one.
They'll re-release this one sometime somehow.
hmm
The
Yeah.
comic one is pretty good too. but
My second pick is this bad boy.
Oh.
I
The Shaka.
absolutely love the retro carded Shocker figure. I will say, I know that, there are collectors out there who wish it came with, like, the patterns, colours. You can do it yourself, whatever. It doesn't bother me. I absolutely love this thing. It's always a Legends figure that I always go to, and I always, like, just have so much fun with it and stuff. It's fair enough, like, it doesn't have butterfly joints or whatever in it.
Yeah.
With the replacement of the hands, it is very different to anything else, but it is pinless. It's a great thing. It's just a fucking solid figure. I absolutely love this thing.
Yeah, that's what I was uncertain about when I learned what the hands were gonna be like, but it makes sense. I get it.
Yeah, it like when I first got it, it was very weird to get used to because you kind of just want to move the hands and you kind of forget that you do have to move like the full gauntlet with it, but it works. I'm sure Bryn can like.
It's a good look.
Yeah,
It makes sense
get
because
where
his
I'm coming
hands
from
wouldn't be
with the
kind of
hands,
that
like-
restricted with
Yeah,
those
yeah, yeah.
gauntlets on. So
And
it's fair.
I mean, I love the fact that he does come with at least open hands, so that's great. Yeah, the only thing I would say, I wish it did come with like a dumbbell joint for the neck, but apart from that, it's nitpicking at that point. But a solid figure. It's by far my favourite retro Spider-Man figure that I own. Yeah, let's go on to our number 1 picks. and then we'll go to our...
Do we want to do the ones we hate or our number one first?
We'll do our number one, and then we'll do one that we hate.
Yeah, because Braden can't participate in the hate legend.
I mean, I
So-
can.
Are you just giving that figure a death glare from the distance right now?
He is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do
Okay.
you want to go and grab it then? Because I'll go first, then we'll do
get there,
Tyler,
we'll get
then
there.
you.
You guys start talking. Yeah.
Okay. So, my number one pick, and this is and I have thought about this, and it's not like one of those picks where I'm like, I like the look of that. I'm gonna put this thing is the reason why I started collecting Legends. I have to put this at number one. This thing is fucking amazing. Honest to God, like the accessories it comes with, and just everything. Like the paint is great. Fair enough.
Just looking at him right here, he looks gorgeous.
He's great. Like I know my camera isn't doing the best of things, but I mean I've showed you pictures before, and it's a shame it doesn't come with butterfly joints, but it's the nature of an Iron Man costume. Like, yeah, just it's got a dumbbell for the neck, which just adds so much character to it. And like I say, it's packed full of accessories, for all the different weapons and stuff like that. And you can take them off. They are on just little ball joints and stuff. So if you just want one or whatever, then you can. And even like the Rhodey head, I'm not in love with it or anything, but I do like the way it looks. So yeah, that's my number one pick. It's the Deluxe War Machine. The noise you've just heard is that I've put some glue on, not to like keep them stuck. It's just so that they're not loose. Do you know what I mean? So,
Tighten it up.
Yeah. It's not the same body as the other Iron Man, like the comic one, the classic Iron Man. It's a different sculpt entirely. Like the chest, even the arms, they're pinless. Weirdly though, what you were saying, how some figures have the pins, the legs have pins. It's very weird, but the arms don't. But I can't complain about the figure at all. This is the reason why I started collecting Legends. It's the reason why I love Legends. And I can't pick anything better for me personally. So yeah, that's my number one pick. Absolutely an amazing figure. Tyler, what about you? What's your number one?
Let me grab him.
Go on, Mike. Hit him.
Sorry. Braden, you go first. I just dropped an accessory of my number one.
I guess I'm going first. All right.
Yeah, I'm curious to know what yours is.
Number one has to be right. Like said earlier, or Leighton. Sorry, Leighton said earlier that Stalker was his favorite retro Spider-Man figure. And my favorite retro Spider-Man figure is just Spider-Man himself. I mean,
that's fair. That's fair. It's a great figure.
It's an obvious choice, I think. I think this is when I realized that I really liked Marvel Legends. This was like what? I don't know, 15 Marvel Legends in or something like that. And this is when I was like, this is such a damn good figure. There are obviously problems with him. He's got pins, which is annoying. He's kind of loosened up over the year.
I think one of the things with that figure is the black lines as well. That's been one of the things that I've heard complaints about. How sometimes it's not like painted correctly on certain parts. But you might have a good copy.
Mine's not. I mean, it's interesting. I guess you won't be able to tell on camera, but there is some
imperfections here and there. Yeah.
But I just think it's such a definitive Spider-Man to go on the shelf that I don't really have a problem with it.
Which is probably going to get replaced by a new one.
The Mary Jane 2-pack that comes with the one with articulated toes, which is pinless. Yeah, that one's definitely going to take the cake, unless the toe.
Because you won't have to deal with things like having a better blue pin and then it's showing breaking up the color scheme. So
yeah. But his articulation is just great. I mean, you can get him to do that, which is pretty. That's pretty good. You can get him
comic Spider-Man figures get pretty wild.
he's got like you can get his legs like pretty damn high. Like the range for this guy is insane. And again, I just really like blue and red Spider-Man. You know, I'm a big fan of.
Weirdly, very hard to get hold of.
Well, yeah.
Well, reasonably so. He's very desirable.
Yeah, that's true. But I mean, just in general, like when they put just a traditional Spider-Man out, like fucking
typically,
wild.
Spider-Man's he's the big
I mean, he's
honcho.
the most popular Marvel superhero. So.
And I debated switching him out for the symbiote suit, which would probably be a stronger figure overall. But and symbiote even comes with open hand.
The wall crawling.
Oh, does that not come with that?
Nope, it only comes with whipping and fists, which is unfortunate.
Yeah, they should. They just got to include like 6 or 8 hands with every Spider-Man.
This is stand-in for the
the eventual one that you're gonna get.
Because I think that one's gonna end up taking the place of this one. But for now, he is my favorite Marvel Legends figure and my favorite Spider-Man figure. So yeah.
Well, my number 1 figure, you both can probably guess.
Can we?
As I'm not gonna pretend like it's not entirely predictable of me.
Hell.
The Captain America, John Walker. This figure is just delightful. I love the character so freaking much. I have.
Is that the one that came in the fancy box?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
I have one in the package on the wall. I have one right here. I have one that I customized, and then I have another one that I didn't customize. Jeez. So I have 4 of him, and 3 of the black suit version.
Yeah.
Favorite character, favorite figure. I just love him. Love him.
I mean, that's fair.
No shame. I don't care.
Yeah, that's fair. That's completely fair.
It's like.
You can see the steam coming off of his face.
So we'll go for our worst figures now. I guess we'll go Brad and me then.
Sure, why not, right? I was actually having a hard time trying to decide.
Have you actually picked one now?
Yeah, I did.
Okay. I'm curious.
It came between a few figures for me. I think it came between. I was really thinking about that White Vision. I
wouldn't say he's horrible.
He's not I think what sells it for me is the face sculpt. That's a really good head sculpt, but it's an old body.
Yeah, they needed to make a new one altogether, for sure.
Yeah. So that figure, I was like, okay, the head sculpt kind of saves it. It's a really good head. And it looks a lot like Paul Bettany Vision. And then, so I know this isn't really part of the requirements, but I'm just trying to discuss, you know.
Well, it's an interesting thought process here. So.
I was gonna say Gambit, but I don't have him anymore. I got rid of the old vintage Gambit just because I didn't really do anything with him. He's not. And then I was gonna say, I was gonna do the obvious one and say the Mrs. Incredible. Sorry, not Mrs. Incredible. That's a different thing.
Sue
This is
Storm.
fantastic. Sue Storm. Yep, there you go. Yeah, Mrs. Incredible. For obvious reasons, but I like the body. It's just, you know.
The head is
the one glaring issue with that figure. But my ultimate decision here is probably the most uninteresting figure I own is Loki.
Really?
He's
that's
very
fair. No, that's totally fair.
He's very boring. I get he looks like this in the show, and I get it. The face sculpt isn't even like that bad, but he's just like, this is an action.
Bloke in civilian costume.
This is the least interesting look for Loki ever, you know?
Even like later on in just that show where he has like, he doesn't have the jacket and
it's
has
just the shirt
like the
and it's like rolled up.
And the loose shirt. Yeah. That'd be so much cooler looking.
Yeah, it would. But the fact of the matter is, we get this boring ass TVA.
Does he not come with any accessories or anything?
No, he doesn't.
It would have been nice if he came with that dagger, that flame dagger.
Yeah, it would have been cool. Yeah.
I mean, it would have been cool. I guess it's a good like army builder if you want to put different heads on them or something.
Yeah.
The thing with that figure, and Mobius, though, their legs are horrible.
They are not great. I think
They're
Is
they're,
it shows the legs because they might have the same legs as the hood.
they're just suit. Yeah, they're just
they're
The
so
same
bad.
legs.
Mobius is...
Even like the legs on the hood, they're fucking terrible.
Yeah.
It's so hard to stand.
well.
Sometimes.
It's also Stan Lee legs too. Like I think that.
Yeah, my Mobius figure, his legs, if you try to get him to stand out, like no matter what, they will always just shrink back together and like go straight, and he cannot stand.
Jesus.
body legs are not great. They really need to work on a new leg, and
Seriously, yeah.
I think they have. But like this guy is just. I wouldn't even say that he's like horrible, but I think it's just the fact that he's so boring.
Yeah,
he just
that's
doesn't-
fair.
We need a new Loki.
He makes a good companion piece if you have Mobius, but that's all he's good for.
If you have Mobius, if you have Sylvie, which I have both of them, they look good next to each other. But that's about it. And hopefully he gets a good look in season 2.
Yeah, I mean that's fair. For me, before I reveal mine, I guess I could give you a little idea of how I picked. It was between two Spider-Man-ish figures. It was between Sandman, the retro carded Sandman, or the retro carded Hobgoblin figure. I was really looking forward to both, but both just massively let me down. You know, that Hobgoblin's got its issues, but ultimately, my least favourite Marvel Legends figure that I own, Sandman. This was such a disappointing figure. It has a hard time struggling with its boots. Just the way they did it, and like, you want the legs to kind of go more back than they can, but it won't because of his arse. There's terrible paint rub on the elbow, like not the elbows, the forearms with these pieces. Like it turns the skin like an awful like sand yellow color. It looks like he looks like he's put his fucking hand in some shit or whatever. The accessories are nice, but executed terribly because they weigh down the joints for the arms. So like the elbows just wanna, you know, dip, or on this arm, for example, the bicep is incredibly loose with it. And, yeah, my neck snapped because the other head was too tight for it. It could be an issue of just my copy, but the other issues are there. I think they are pretty common, especially with the arms and stuff. But, yeah, I put the other head on this and just see how it would work, and it was so tight. And I was like,
sheared the peg right off.
Well, it wasn't straight away. This was the thing. Like I could move it and stuff, but it just felt, you know, like where you feel like
you can feel
that
the
should be able to put
like it's twisting.
Yeah, that should be able to plug in a lot more than it is. I even heated it up. I did everything. I got a knife to carve some of the plastic out. Wasn't going on. It just didn't feel right at all. I think about a week later or so. I don't think it was that far, but like. I put the other head on and I was moving it, and then I saw like it coming off, and I thought, fuck. Like, so I took it off immediately and put this head on, and I was like, oh, hopefully it's okay. So I was moving it and it just came straight off. So I was like, shit. So
the damage had been done.
Yeah, so his head is permanently stuck like that. Such a disappointing figure. Seriously, I wanted to love it so much, and I'll quickly show you what I mean about the discolouring of the arms, if I can get the sand pieces off. I think you might be able to see it with this one. This arm is pretty bad for it.
Yeah, it's because
you can see it's like yellow on the edge.
He looks like he's stuck his arms in a toilet full of piss.
Yeah, so and these are really tight on the arm as well. Like you can.
Oh, yeah, that's
how loud that is. It's
I don't like that.
It's not fun.
It's like skin color painted on green, so it just does.
Yeah, not a good idea.
It's a weird release because we wanted a classic Sandman for a long time, and I think he does a good job, but he's just not the perfect.
He also wants to lean forward a lot as well with those legs.
Yeah, the legs are. It's an old body, and I like the fact that it's a larger body. I think he should have been on a larger body.
Yeah, which is fair.
Yeah, that's the Luke Cage Hydro Man body.
Yes, it is. Yeah,
But it's just
yeah.
executed terribly. Tyler, what was your least favorite?
So my least favorite figure it also fits in the color theme. And for picking this figure, usually we have, sometimes in the podcast we have questions of like, what figure do you regret buying or whatever. And I forget that this figure exists because I hate it so much. So I like never even, it doesn't cross my mind when I think about those. Is it an MCU thing? Yes, it is.
Okay.
I know.
And so I sat down and I was like, oh shit, I've got to figure out a figure. And then I looked up and I saw it just lying down. It's this piece of shit.
Oh, wow.
This thing is fucking garbage. I hate it. There's no point for his existence. He uses an Ant-Man body that is not very good. He's pointless in the movie. Yeah, I wish I didn't buy him because I don't like him.
Wow.
And he's just boring and ugly. The one saving grace is I think I could maybe use this to make like a cool variant Doctor Strange. But that's it. Because otherwise, I hate that I own this.
Wow.
Which is fair.
I thought you were going to say the What If Spider-Man.
No, that was one of my most disappointing figures.
Yeah.
I don't hate it.
I
also don't regard it very much. He sits in a bin. He doesn't sit on a shelf.
Right.
So, fair enough. But yeah, that was the top 10.
So yeah, quickly give us a sub on the channel. I can't really say all the Spotify stuff that we I normally say at the end because obviously we'll move now.
Like the video,
click the bell,
and subscribe, boys.
Subscribe,
subscribe,
the bell,
like,
ring the
do
bell.
all that shit. And let us know you like this new format as well. That'd be nice.
And let us know what your favorite and least favorite action figure that you own are.
If you collect figures, that is, and you should.
Collect.
So, yeah. Thanks for watching. Bye.
Bye.